and welcome back to another awkward recap. You guys know I have to always get like my little crazy, Alright, so let's get right into the recap. I did write a bunch of notes down because you guys know how I'm always like forgetting names and things like that. I'm going to try and do better. So I did write notes. So if you see me looking down on my cellular phone, that's because I am reading my notes. Alright, so let's start the recap off. This episode was pretty much like a New Year's thing, and it was kind of interesting because I don't think we've ever seen like a New Year's spin on Awkward, so it was kind of, insightful to see how they have like their little New Year's thing. So the episode starts off and Jenna has like this big dinner planned for her and Matty. Matty basically told her that he wanted just like a little private time with her for the new year because he doesn't really want to run into anyone because of the whole Ava debacle mess thing. So Jenna's like, cool, she fixed like this big dinner for him. She has everything set up and he comes over and guess who's with him? Jake. So so Jake's with him. And Jenna goes ahead and she calls Tamara. So they have like a little party thing going on. And they're playing like New Year's resolution games, like things that they're not going to do in the new year. And then what happens after that? So they're playing the New Year's resolution games. And then we flip over to Sadie, who is at her Aunt Allie's house, who is also in the midst of having a New Year's party. So basically with her whole New Year's party thing, it's pretty much like grown-ups are there, and Sadie's like, okay, this party is going to be lame, and basically her aunt wants her to like help out with things and basically be like a waitress for the night. So Sadie's like, heck no, I'm not doing that. She sends like a massive text out to everyone in the district, which is like obviously a whole bunch of schools, and she pretty much tells them, hey, we're having a party. So she sends out the text message, and of course Jenna and Matty and they're her little crew get the message. So they get the message, and Matty and them are just like, hey, let's just go over there. Now I don't know how in the world it just popped into Matty's head that, hey, he's gonna go out and have fun instead of spending time with Jenna alone. I guess maybe he just thought about it and he's like, maybe I will have a little bit of fun on New Year's. I don't know. But somehow he went from this extreme of wanting to be alone with her to bringing Jake over to wanting to be around everyone. So it was just kind of like, okay. But anyway, so he goes into that little mode, and basically he talks about, like, he makes a pact with Jenna, and he's pretty much like, we're not going to hook up with anyone for the night. Every time you try to hook up with someone, I'm going to interrupt it, and vice versa. So Jenna's like, okay, cool, I'm down with that. So they get to the party, and let me see if I miss anything out. Yeah, so they get to the party, and it's pretty much like a bunch of adults there, and the party's pretty much lame. So then the doorbell rings, and not only is the party lame, not only is a bunch of adults there, but it's mostly their parents there. Maddie's mom's there, Jenna's mom, it's just a bunch of parents, blah, blah, blah. The guidance counselor who's always doing crazy stuff, she's there. So the doorbell rings, and they let in a whole bunch of teenagers, and they pile into the party, and they basically, Allie, Sadie's aunt, is like, thank you, you saved the party, by Sadie inviting all those people. So it turns out the aunt isn't even mad that Sadie invited all these people over because she thought that the party was starting to turn lame anyway. So she was actually pretty thankful to Sadie for inviting all these people. So they file into the party. And then, like, at the party, guys are basically trying to hook up with Jenna, and girls are trying to hook up with Matty. Now, if there is this one guy in particular that Jenna comes across, and his name is Owen, And he's like, hey, you know, I'm Owen, blah, blah, blah. And Jenna's like, yeah, whatever. And she walks away to find Matty. Because what I didn't mention is that basically the whole night, you know, Jenna's just been trying to be alone with Matty. Like, she's still trying to pretend like she ain't really feeling him, but we all know that she is, because that's just what Jenna does. She's like, yeah, I just want a goodnight kiss with Matty, you know. That's basically what she's trying to get the whole night. She's trying to get a goodnight kiss from Matty. So she's pretty much following him, and they did get split up somehow or another. They kept on finding each other and then getting split up, finding each other at the party, getting split up, finding each other at the party and then getting split up. So basically, yeah, she runs off away from Owen and she's looking for Matty. So then, what happens? Oh, another big major storyline that I forgot to mention. Liza, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Liza. Okay, she is Sadie's friend, which we all know, the blonde chick who has been dating the African dude, right? She is with him, and they're like basically trying to get away, so to speak, and have like a little make-out session. But Lisa walks in on her dad licking a stripper's stomach, and I was just like, what? Like, they just had to throw a, you know, crazy plot twist, because after, you know, Lisa saw her dad licking the police officer's stomach, Lisa then confessed to her family and Sadie and everybody that she's in love with her African brother, we'll say brother. So basically, she does this because she wants her dad to reveal to the fact that she does it because she wants her dad to reveal to her mom that he is gay. But of course he doesn't do it, and he's just like, you know, Lisa, you should be ashamed for your sins or something like that. So I think now what's going to happen is he's probably going to end up sending her brother back, and she might end up being heartbroken, and then she might turn over to Jake. I don't know. That's like a little, you know, what I think might happen type of thing. I don't know, obviously, if it will happen, but I guess we will see. So after that little fiasco, yeah, Matty is separated from Jenna, and then Owen is like playing the piano, you know, singing the song. Was he singing? No, I think he was just playing the piano. I don't remember. So basically Jenna, it's a song that Jenna like is like really into. I don't remember what exactly, you know, the song was. But the song was obviously something Jenna was feeling, and she walks over and they start conversing, and they're really, you know, kind of hitting it off. They seem to have a lot in common. And then Jenna, you know, she walks off because she's still trying to find Matty, and it's like a couple of minutes to midnight. So she finds Tamara, who Tamara has been pretty much making out with some guy, Pete, I think his name was. She's been making out with him pretty much the whole daggone night. And she talks to Jenna, and she's basically, well, Jenna talks to her because she was pretty much lip locking old dude. And Jenna's like, hey, you know, what did she say? Oh, she's like, where's Matty? You know, where's Matty at? And the guy's like, oh, he's with this older woman, look like a MILF, you know, look like they were about to, you know, hook up. And it turns out that the woman was Matty's mom. But, you know, the guy made it seem like obviously it was another older woman that he was actually hooking up with, which we all know it wasn't. It was his mom. And in this episode, we kind of see Matty, you know, they've been having problems because of the whole adoption thing. They've really been just kind of like going their own separate ways. But him and his mom really kind of rekindled their relationship and, you know, made it stronger in this episode. And he ends up giving a midnight kiss to his mom on the cheek, which is so sweet. And Jenna ends up giving a midnight kiss to Owen. Yeah. So you know that Jenna and Matty have this no hooking up pact, which they stated at the beginning of the party. And, you know, they were supposed to be blocking each other from hooking up with other people. Pretty much so that they can hook up with each other. Like, let's get real. That's pretty much what it was. But, you know, I think that Jenna, Jenna finds out at the end, what am I talking about? Jenna finds out at the end that Owen is actually a guy who goes to this school, and he is a freaking sophomore, baby. He is a sophomore. So she was kind of doing a little bit of cougar action herself at this party. So, you know, and Jenna and Owen have a lot in common. Like, they were talking for a good 30 minutes, and, yeah, they looked like they was feeling each other. So I think that they're going to probably hook up later on in the season. And I think it's, you know, going to be some stuff. Because, you know, there's always, like, the show can never just put Matty and Jenna together for too long. Like, they might be together for, like, 3 episodes, maybe, you know, 4 if we're lucky. And then, you know, they break up. So I think maybe Jenna and Matty will get together at the very end of this season. But we'll see. Alright, so if you caught this week's episode, let me know what you thought about it. Do you think that Jenna's going to hook up with this Owen dude? Do you think that she's going to turn back to Matty? What do you think she's going to do next? And don't forget to check out my recap of Faking It, which I will be doing next. Love that show. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.